Part 1. The Invitation. In the sleepy town of Ravenswood, where the shadows of the whispering woods loomed large, Jack sat by his window, gazing out into the darkness. The moonless night seemed to stretch endlessly, the stars obscured by a thick blanket of clouds. Restlessness gnawed at him, an unshakable feeling that something beyond the mundane world beckoned him. As Jack watched, a soft whisper slithered through the stillness, barely audible yet unmistakably present. It seemed to caress his ears, insinuating itself into his consciousness like a siren's song. Goosebumps prickled his skin, and a shiver ran down his spine. He tried to dismiss it as a trick of the wind, but the whisper persisted, growing louder with each passing moment. Compelled by an inexplicable urge, Jack rose from his seat and approached the window, his breath misting against the cold glass. Outside, the darkness seemed to pulse with a hidden energy, as if the very air crackled with anticipation. Without fully understanding why, he felt drawn to the heart of the whispering woods, where secrets lay buried beneath the tangled undergrowth. With cautious steps, Jack slipped out of his house and into the night, the whisper guiding his every move. The cobblestone streets of Ravenswood lay deserted, the houses shrouded in darkness as their occupants slumbered, oblivious to the silent drama unfolding outside. The closer Jack drew to the edge of the woods, the stronger the pull became, like a magnet drawing him inexorably closer. The trees loomed tall and forbidding, their branches twisting and tangling together like skeletal fingers reaching for the sky. Shadows danced on the forest floor, flickering and shifting in the dim light of the stars. Despite the warnings he had heard countless times from the superstitious townsfolk, Jack pressed on, his heart pounding in his chest. He had always been drawn to the mysteries of the woods, to the ancient secrets whispered by the wind among the trees. Now, it seemed, the forest had called out to him, and he could not resist its eerie allure. As he stepped into the embrace of the whispering woods, a sense of unease washed over him, like a cold hand clutching at his heart. The air grew thick and heavy, filled with the musty scent of damp earth and decaying leaves. Strange shapes flitted at the edge of his vision, darting between the trees with uncanny speed. Yet, despite the creeping sense of dread that coiled in the pit of his stomach, Jack pressed on, guided by the whisper that echoed through the darkness. He knew not where it would lead him, nor what dangers awaited him in the depths of the forest, but something deep within him urged him forward, driving him ever onward into the unknown. And so, with each step, Jack ventured deeper into the heart of the whispering woods, his fate intertwined with the ancient secrets that lay hidden beneath the shadowy canopy. Little did he know the horrors that awaited him, lurking just beyond the reach of his lantern's flickering light. Part 2. The Haunting. As Jack ventured deeper into the whispering woods, the air grew thick with an oppressive chill, sending shivers down his spine. The branches above twisted into grotesque shapes, casting eerie shadows that seemed to writhe and dance with a life of their own. Strange whispers echoed through the trees, faint yet unmistakable, like the murmurs of forgotten spirits. Despite the creeping sense of unease that gripped him, Jack pressed on, his curiosity driving him forward into the heart of the forest. The ground beneath his feet was soft and damp, the earth yielding slightly with each step, as if reluctant to let him pass. Strange symbols were etched into the bark of the trees, their meaning lost to time, and the very air seemed to pulse with a hidden energy. With every passing moment, the woods seemed to grow darker, the shadows closing in around him like a suffocating embrace. Strange shapes flitted at the edge of his vision, darting between the trees with uncanny speed. Yet whenever he turned to look, they vanished without a trace. Suddenly, Jack stumbled upon a clearing hidden among the trees, its edges blurred and indistinct as if caught between worlds. In the center stood an ancient, dilapidated mansion, its once grand facade now crumbling and decayed. Ivy crawled up its weathered walls, twisting and winding around broken windows like skeletal fingers reaching for the sky. Despite the overwhelming sense of dread that washed over him, Jack felt compelled to enter the mansion, as if drawn by an unseen force. The front door groaned open on rusted hinges, revealing a dimly lit interior shrouded in shadows. The air inside was heavy with the scent of dust and decay, and a chill wind swept through the empty halls, sending a shiver down Jack's spine. As he explored further, Jack discovered that the mansion was frozen in time, its rooms filled with dust-covered furniture and faded portraits of long-dead ancestors. Yet, despite its abandoned appearance, Jack sensed a presence lurking in the shadows, watching his every move with unseen eyes. Whispers echoed through the halls, faint and indistinct, like the murmurs of lost souls trapped between worlds. Jack tried to shake off the feeling of being watched, but the sensation only grew stronger with each passing moment, until it felt as if the very walls themselves were closing in around him. With mounting unease, Jack continued his exploration of the mansion, his lantern casting long, twisted shadows on the walls. Strange symbols adorned the doorways, their meaning incomprehensible to him, and the air grew colder with every step he took. Yet, despite the growing sense of dread that gnawed at him, he could not shake the feeling that he was being drawn ever deeper into a nightmare from which he might never awaken. And so, with each passing moment, Jack descended further into the depths of the haunted mansion, his fate intertwined with the ancient evils that lurked within its crumbling walls. Little did he know the horrors that awaited him, lurking just beyond the reach of his lantern's flickering light, waiting to ensnare him in their icy grasp. Part 3. The Revelation. In the heart of the haunted mansion, Jack's lantern flickered ominously, casting long, twisting shadows on the walls. The air grew thick with an oppressive chill, and a sense of dread hung heavy in the air. Yet, despite the overwhelming fear that gnawed at him, Jack pressed on, driven by a desperate need to uncover the truth behind the mansion's dark secrets. As he ventured deeper into the labyrinthine corridors, Jack stumbled upon a hidden chamber concealed behind a tapestry, its walls adorned with strange symbols and cryptic writings. The air grew colder still, and a bone-chilling wind swept through the room, extinguishing his lantern and plunging him into darkness. In the blackness, Jack could hear the faint sound of whispers echoing through the chamber, their voices twisted and distorted by unseen forces. Trembling with fear, he fumbled for his lantern, his hands shaking as he struggled to relight the flame. But no matter how hard he tried, the darkness refused to yield, clinging to him like a suffocating shroud. Suddenly, a sinister voice pierced the silence, whispering his name with a malevolent intensity that sent shivers down his spine. It seemed to emanate from the very walls themselves, echoing through the chamber with a bone-chilling resonance. Jack's heart pounded in his chest, and a cold sweat broke out on his brow as he realized the truth. He was not alone in the darkness. With a sense of mounting dread, Jack groped blindly for an escape, his fingers scrabbling at the walls in search of a way out. But the chamber seemed to shift and warp around him, its dimensions twisting and contorting with each passing moment. Panic seized him like a vice, and he fought against the overwhelming urge to flee, to abandon all hope of escape and surrender to the darkness that threatened to consume him. But just as all seemed lost, Jack's hand brushed against something cold and metallic, a doorknob hidden in the darkness. With a surge of desperation, he twisted it with all his strength, and to his relief, the door swung open on silent hinges, revealing a stairwell leading down into the depths of the mansion. Without hesitation, Jack plunged into the darkness, his footsteps echoing through the empty halls as he descended deeper and deeper into the bowels of the earth. The air grew colder still, and a sense of foreboding washed over him like a tidal wave, threatening to drag him down into the abyss. At last, he reached the bottom of the stairwell, where a narrow corridor stretched out before him, its walls adorned with strange symbols and arcane sigils. The air was thick with the scent of decay, and a faint, otherworldly glow emanated from the darkness ahead. With a sense of grim determination, Jack pressed on, his heart pounding in his chest as he braced himself for whatever horrors awaited him in the depths below. As he ventured further into the darkness, Jack came upon a vast chamber hidden beneath the mansion, its walls lined with ancient tomes and forbidden artifacts. A flickering torch cast dancing shadows on the walls, illuminating the room with an eerie, ghostly light. And in the center of the chamber stood a figure cloaked in shadow, its eyes glowing with a malevolent intensity that sent a chill down Jack's spine. With a voice like thunder, the figure spoke, its words echoing through the chamber with a bone-chilling resonance. "Welcome, Jack," it intoned, its voice dripping with malice. "You have trespassed into a realm beyond your understanding, and now you must face the consequences of your folly." Trembling with fear, Jack took a step back, his heart pounding in his chest as he struggled to comprehend the horrors that lay before him. The figure advanced, its form shifting and warping with each passing moment, until it seemed to loom over him like a specter from the depths of his worst nightmares. "You sought the truth," the figure continued, its voice echoing through the chamber with a haunting intensity. "And now you shall have it. But beware, for the knowledge you seek comes at a price that few are willing to pay." With a sinking feeling in the pit of his stomach, Jack realized the truth. He had stumbled upon a power beyond his understanding, a force of darkness that threatened to consume him body and soul. And as he stood before the figure cloaked in shadow, he knew that his fate was sealed, his destiny entwined with the ancient evils that lurked within the depths of the Whispering Woods. But even as despair threatened to overwhelm him, a flicker of defiance sparked within Jack's heart. With a trembling hand, he reached for the ancient tomes that lined the chamber walls, their pages filled with forbidden knowledge and unspeakable secrets. And as he began to read, he knew that his journey was far from over, that the horrors he had witnessed were only the beginning of a nightmare from which he might never awaken.